So in this mind map, we're going to discuss whether or not you go to an event. So I created this mind map. You can copy it or you can just go through it really fast on your own. But what I do is, first of all, who invited me to an event? Because if it's somebody who I like, or somebody I haven't seen in a while, or they have a good network, or it's a location I haven't been to, things like that are often reasons for me to go. And in some cases, I just like them. I don't really necessarily care about where we're going or what we're doing. I just like them. Another thing I find especially busy executives say to me is, Diane, I'm asked to go to so many different events. So in some cases, can you do a cameo? If you can do a quick appearance and say, you know what, your event is really important to me, I'd like to go. I've got another conflict, but I want to swing by. Just let someone know that instead of sneaking out in the back, and they'll really appreciate that. Also, who's the host of the event? So in some cases, this might be an organization, it might be a person, but identify who they are. Look them up on LinkedIn. Look up the organization on LinkedIn if you don't know about the organization. And that will often give you some talking points and also a little bit of a filter to say, gee, this is somebody who would be worthwhile for me to spend some time with or not. Most organizations have board members. I definitely encourage you to go to LinkedIn and take a look at the board members and see what maybe is the connection you have to them. Look at their charities, look at where they went to school, look at some of their hobbies. Things like that can definitely help you decide whether or not to go. On the attendees, are your clients going to be there? Because if your clients are going to be there, your competitors might be there to scoop them up. So you want to find that out. Prospects, it's great, I find in some cases, to invite several of my prospects, especially if I have clients, and then I can introduce them together. I'm often frequently told by people, oh, Diane, you really need to go to this event. There's going to be, 1,000 people there. That makes me crazy. I would rather go to a small event with high quality people than to go to a big event with thousands of people and I really don't necessarily have any connection to them. So networking. Is there time for networking? This sounds odd. You'd think it would be there, but it's not always there. Also, is there any structure to the networking? What do I mean by structure? Is there time before the event? Is there time after the event? Is there someone who facilitates the networking? I often facilitate the networking. And people really like it because I kind of offer them a few questions. Go find somebody who is X. Go find somebody who is B, Y, whatever it might be. And it helps people have a reason to go over and talk to each other. What's the industry? In some cases, you're going to want to go to an industry that's a little bit outside of yours or one that you wouldn't necessarily think would be a connection. In one situation, I was helping a chiropractor, and the chiropractor was going to chiropractor associations. And I said, where do you get most of your business? And he said, well, it's actually from construction incidents. And I said, so why are you not going to construction association events? So we got him going to construction association events. He became a speaker on how to avoid back injuries. And guess what? When there was a back injury, he was the one that people knew about. Is there a sponsor to the event? In some cases, this is also an opportunity for you to meet some folks who are affiliated with the organization. They could be a vendor for you, a service provider for you, just somebody for you to know. The speaker, who are they? Check out their bio for sure. And will they be available before or after their talk? I'm told I'm a very unusual speaker in that I stay for the whole conference. Last summer I went to a conference. I got there the day before the conference started so I could be a part of the orientation. I was there for the first day speakers, and my session wasn't until day 2. But I really wanted to get a sense of who was in the organization and how I could participate. I'm not there just to talk and get paid. I'm actually there to meet people and add value to the event myself. Obviously, if I'm a speaker, I'm going, so there's no doubt about that. Logistics. So what time of day is it? I'm not a morning person. I'm getting better, but I'm not. So if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll go, but boy, it better be something important. What do I need to wear? Do I need to buy an outfit, or do I have something already that works? What's the location? Is there parking? And what's the price? This sounds interesting and maybe necessarily not something you would normally think about, but there's a lot of free events out there, but that means your time is still going to be used. So is this a good use of your time? Or should you pay for an event and have it be more of a quality match for you? Just something to think about. If you're with a company, who's the right person to attend? Is it you? Is it somebody else? Should you bring a protege, somebody who maybe you could get to know and get them out there? I like to have networking buddies. There was an article about me in the Wall Street Journal, and I have my networking buddies, and I tap my necklace, which means please get me out of this conversation. But what I do with my networking buddies is they know me and I know them, and we can look out for each other and say, oh, you should meet so-and-so. Weather. I mean, in addition to the weather report of whether you should go, there's actually going to be weather. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it 100 degrees? In some cases, this means it's going to be very difficult for you to go. I also find in some cases when there's a blizzard, you can actually go and meet some really interesting people who are a little bit more on the hardy side, or maybe they live closer to the event and it just means for them they can get out, meet some people. Last but not least, what's your goal? I am not a fan of the goal of, oh, well, meet 5 people or get 5 business cards. My goal is to see who I follow up with and what's the next step. I'll do that in another mind map, but you want to think about, do you just go to events to get out of the house or away from your office? Or do you go to actually have an impact on other people? People are looking for your help. That's who you want to follow up with. And to me, that's my goal. Who can I meet to follow up? Now, if you're very nervous about events and you don't like them, I say go to an event that has there's nothing at stake for you. Something maybe in a completely different industry, and then you can go and kind of get over your fear. Think about this as learning how to drive a stick shift on an old beat up car. So that might be your goal. All right, more soon. Thank you.